So I've realized that with everyone playing the short form content game right now, Tom Holland, Timothy Chalamet, random authors, like everyone's got to play the short form content game. With everyone playing the short form content game, there's one game that comes after that game, which is the long form content game. And the long form content game has to do with analysis of books because there's a lot of books that have been written that haven't been incorporated into the culture in any real sense, except for pockets of people who have read them from time to time, like A Pocket Mirror for Heroes, like many, many, many books written throughout the last 2,000 years. So, long form content, where it tends to be most impactful, like Jordan Peterson, even Elliot Hulse talked a lot about old books. It's people talking about books because books are these fixed points in the culture that people have been hearing about all the time, and it gives a touch point between ideas in the past, what's happening now, things people already are aware of, things people could become aware of soon. And ultimately, because of that, I'm going to be playing the short form content game to understand it better because it's just something you can do to get a lot of views right now, which can be very helpful for business. But at the same time, I'm going to be really investing in the long form content game. And this makes me think that my analysis of Beyond Good and Evil and writing my own books is some of the most impactful stuff that I could do at this point in time. Excuse me, because ultimately, as people start to become invested in people, it's like, well, why? It's like, well, because that person's great in some way. It's like, well, what makes them great? It's like, well, he's the actor of his own ideal, is what makes a great man. What ideal? And now we're into philosophy, textual like been out analyzing books, stories, all this stuff, and we're back into that. So that's just my thoughts on the short form content game and where that's going. It's going to the long form content game. It's going to quickly go to the actor of his own ideals and the person who is great in both word and deed. The person who can talk about their own ideals and the person who can act their own ideals. If you want to learn how to talk about your ideals in a way that makes sense, you probably want to read and kind of comment on books and stuff. I mean, even if you're like comparing what you do to characters in movies, Star Wars, Dune, Isaac Asimov's Foundation series, like even fiction books, even analyzing fiction books, I believe would be very useful. Um, yeah, I mean, I think that's going to be the biggest thing is books. That seems to me to be like long form content really exists between books and people because speaking is until now not been something you can store up. It's all memory, it's all hearsay. It's like, well, I remember him saying this, I remember him saying that. So you have speeches, you have books. Now speeches are like books, so now it's increasing our ability to talk about what was written, which is going to make what was written a lot more relevant. And because there's a lot more that's been written for more time than there are recordings of people talking, that's going to be, I think, the biggest thing. I think the biggest thing is going to be, and like, I think commentary on social dynamics, like commentary on like how people actually act. Because the two things that the internet really opens up are analysis of books that have already existed. Like now you can find any book and end analysis of it immediately. Used to be like they didn't have the book at your local. Like how would you know books existed? Like certain books, like you want to find a book on some esoteric philosophy concept. If you don't know the name of that concept, how would you find the book? Like now you can go on ChatGPT and be like, what are books on the, and then you can figure out the terms and then you can look up the terms. You can actually figure this stuff out and go find the knowledge and then find the commentary on the knowledge. Before you couldn't do that. Same with human behavior. Now we like that's why everyone's doing therapy speak now. Why is everyone doing therapy speak? It's because the internet's because we can now talk about how people act. And now some people are going off with that, and it's like there's a lot of good that's coming of it, but there's also going to be a lot of confusion, which is why people talking about it and acting out their ideas is going to be the thing, I think, after this short form content craze.